President William Ruto has made a raft of changes in Kenya's military leadership, including the Kenya Army and the Kenya Air Force. In the announcement made on Friday, June 27th, by the Ministry of Defense, Ruto promoted Major General David Kipkemboi Keter to Lieutenant General and appointed him as the Commander Kenya Army. Keter replaced Lieutenant General David Kimeo Kimwena Terrace, who has been redeployed to the National Defense University Kenya, NDUK, as the Vice-Chancellor. Before his new appointment as Commander Kenya Army, Keter was the Assistant Chief of Defense Forces in charge of personnel and logistics. In addition, the President appointed Major General Bernard Waliala as the Commander Kenya Air Force. Waliala replaces Major General Fatuma Gaidi Ahmed, whose term of service has come to an end after 42 years. Until his appointment as Commander Kenya Air Force, Major General Waliala was the Director of Defense National Security Industries. Similarly, the head of state promoted Brigadier Joel Muriungi Marimi to the rank of Major General and appointed him Commandant Kenya Military Academy. Before his appointment, Muriungi was the Commandant at the Kenya Military Academy and the Commander Armored Brigade. Further, Ruto promoted Brigadier Joyce Kalangat City NEI to the rank of Major General and appointed her Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Center for Strategic and Security Studies at National Defense University, Kenya, NDUK. Until her promotion and appointment, she was the Director International Peace Support Center. Further, on the advice of the Defense Council chaired by Defense Cabinet Secretary Soipan Tuya, the President upheld the Council's recommendations and made various promotions, postings and appointments of the Kenya Defense Forces officers in the Army, Air Force and Navy. In the Kenya Army, Brigadier Faustino Mancha Loboli was promoted to Major General and appointed Director of the National Defense Security Industries. Also, Brigadier Charles Lenjo Mwazai was promoted to Major General and appointed Director International Peace Support Center. Other promotions were Brigadier Mohammed Isaac Idi, who was promoted to Major General and appointed Director at the Directorate of Oversight, Compliance and Accountability, DOCA. He was joined by Brigadier Edward Regendo, who was promoted to Major General and appointed Director of Personnel and Logistics. Additionally, Brigadier Richard Wambua Mwanzia was promoted to Major General and appointed Senior Directing Staff, Army at the National Defense College. Colonel Said Mohammed Mwacharo was also promoted to Brigadier and appointed Chief of Infrastructure. The last Kenya Army promotion was Colonel Meshach Sinkira Kishoyan, who was promoted to Brigadier and appointed Commander 6th Brigade. Further, Colonel Victor Waithaka Kangithi was promoted to Brigadier and appointed Director National Air Support Department, NASD. The Kenya Air Force promotions were finalized by Colonel Rodam Kavita Mwasigwa, who was promoted to Brigadier and appointed Chief of Compensation and Welfare at Defense Headquarters. In the Kenya Navy, Brigadier Timothy Stella Lekalol was promoted to Major General and appointed Senior Directing Staff at the National Defense College. Colonel Ronald Mesa Makori was also promoted to Brigadier and appointed Chief of Strategic Plans and Policy. Additionally, Colonel Peter Musalai Mathungu was promoted to Brigadier and appointed Head of Production at Kenya Shipyard Limited. Another promotion was Lieutenant Colonel Wilfrida Adino Amalo, who rose to the rank of Colonel and was appointed Commander Kenya Navy Logistics. The final promotion was Lieutenant Colonel Safari Katana Kolom, who became Colonel and was appointed Senior Directing Staff, Navy Joint Warfare Center.